Hello guys, welcome back to episode 5 of Fulver's Bedrock Let's Play. Today we're going to be showing off all the different builds I've done this week, along with possibly showing off some possible builds. First off, I wanted to show you guys all the different variants I added to the area to give it a little bit more color and a little bit more life. I added some corals in here. I decided originally that I was going to do yellow and red, and I was going to plant them and then have like the gray one just kind of branching out. The yellow ones, occasionally you'll still see a gray one, but for the most part I decided to kind of mix them in and have the water kind of flowing out from the coral, especially the red ones. I wanted it to look like the water was really growing outside of it, mostly just to give it a little bit more of this creative, like destructive, world destructive vibe. Give it a little bit more reason. Like this little plague contagion stuff that's been growing, I mean, it's bad. You know, it's spreading obviously pretty good, but I don't feel like that's enough that an alien would want to take it to someplace else. So I thought adding the coral gives a little bit more life, a little bit more destructive feel. And then I also added some creatures. Now naturally I added a slime. There's a few slimes here and there. I added this thing. Added a few watermelons. And I added this thing, which I think is just adorable. And then I also added a few other corals here and there, just to give it a little bit more life. Like this one's gray. I wanted to keep it really colorful, but there's not a whole lot to do for that. So overall, I think I might have made it a little bit too lively right here in the center, but it gives me a general idea of what to build. Oh, and I built these little floating robots too. But you know, it gives it like this harvester type, you know, worker robot type feel. Oh, and I added a sea pickle here too. I also added in the rest of this force field. Now, that's about where I think I stopped it before, just to kind of show off the idea. You can see the glass is a little bit buggy with clouds. That's a problem with Bedrock right now, and I'm not really sure why. But you can see the clouds going through it. Yeah, so I put up the rest of this around this wall. And overall, I mean, it's not quite the effect that I was going for, but it does look pretty good. It does give that the wall effect. It's not really the force field effect that I was looking for, but I don't think I can do that without animated textures and all that fancy stuff. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. Took a lot of time, but I like it. Another thing I added in was the water effects. And so I wanted to kind of keep that whole nothing's getting past this water thing. And I wanted to give it more of a reason than just water, because like a lot of this stuff is creating water, or has the effect that it's creating water. This stuff is what's actually keeping them from crossing. So like there's the glass there is basically to keep the same idea that that force field is keeping anything from passing by. So, you know, Soul Sand's power in the force field, which is then keeping anything from passing by. And I kind of want to decide, I thought, why not make it so that it actually, so you can see over there, it's not fully finished. Why not make it so that it's more visibly obvious? So what I'm going to do is when I branch that contagion stuff all the way out here and onto the rest of this island, I'm going to have it come over here and make it reach up and act like it's trying to attack this weak point in the force field. And so this is going to be yellow, orange, and red glass right here. And the container is going to be trying to go through it, and it's going to be cut off right about here where the water is. And there's going to be little bits of glass around it to make it look like there's like an invisible force field there that's secretly the one that destroyed it. And then there's going to be an extra burst over there that is damaging the shield. That's the general idea. I just want to give it more of that liveliness, a little bit more character. So one of the major things that I did this week was rounding this off a little bit more, give it a little bit more of that character that I wanted. See, originally this was like very square, and that hook that was leading in was very square. Whereas now I feel like it's pretty well rounded. It looks a little bit more the way I wanted it to. I might change the top a little bit. like I said before, this was completely flat. This was like out here, straight down, back out. And so I made it more horn shape. It looks a little bit more the way I want it to. I'm going to have to go to sleep pretty soon or else mobs are going to start spawning. This is more the way I wanted it to be. So that's the idea, proof of concept. So along with building out all of these, all of this water area, I did go from here, which is where I originally stopped, out to the ocean over there. Now, along with that, I built the obsidian pathway. Oh, hello, doggy. I built the obsidian pathway going all the way around to judge this out because it's a 5 block wide gap, and I wanted to make sure that I could do that under bit correctly. I kept running out of blocks, and so this is actually, taking quite a bit of time. So as you can see, it went all the way out to this ocean. I'm not sure how far over I'm going to make it. I'm thinking I'm probably going to build it all the way out to there. Might even go all the way back around over to that side and give it this more, give this all space. I might just destroy that whole island right there and then branch this out to like here so it just looks like it goes straight out into the ocean without anything to slow it down or stop it. Now, along with that, and the terraforming that's going to come with that, because obviously you can see I didn't quite do much more than setting the boundary. I also spent a little bit of time and got rid of basically all of the trees on this island. So now it's completely clear, minus a few, floating things here and there. Uh, it's completely clear for me to branch that plague out. I have some other ideas to stretch this out a little bit. I'm thinking with this building, either I'm going to completely get rid of the inside and just fill it all in with dirt or something, or I'm going to keep that same theme, build a few other wood structures to make it look like there was actual human life here that the aliens just did not care one bit about. Um, and I'm thinking I'm going to build a few more structures to give it that liveliness and then keep corrupting it like this, maybe do more but still keep that, this was a human structure type thing. Along with that, I'm thinking I might build bigger alien creatures, like multi-block, you know, just bigger things. My worry about that is that then I have to take into account, is this wall going to be enough? You may have noticed that I do have a bunch of dogs here. Now, I had 10 or so wolves, and I'm just like, okay, I never use these dogs, but people always like having them, so why not? Now, I just started breeding them, and I'm going to use them to help protect me against skeletons and stuff, because skeletons tend to be my arch nemesis. Their arrows, they didn't used to push you back as far, but now it seems like they can shoot you and keep you at a distance, and it's so painstaking. So I'm going to use these wolves to good use. Now, you guys might have noticed that I lowered my texture pack. Um, my textures are much more blocky than normal, along with my view distance is a lot shorter than normal. I used to go, clear out, clear out so you could see everything. So as I was building that wall, and after I cleared all these trees, specifically after I built the wall and I started clearing out the trees, I realized that my frames were dropping like crazy. And so my character was just, moving a lot more partial, you know. And I lower the distance to 16 or whatever it is now, and that didn't help a lot. I lowered the textures from 256 down to 32 and 16 and stuff like that, and it helped immensely. And so now I have a perfect, 60 frames per second constantly, and I can still play without any jittering or anything like that. It doesn't look quite as good, but it's playable, and that makes a huge difference. I mean, it's still beautiful. It's definitely still beautiful, especially from far away. So I'm not really complaining. Um, it's just a noticeable difference, and you guys might have noticed. So I wanted to explain that to you guys. Just gonna update this map real quick. Well, I didn't update it. Oh, there we go. Oh, didn't even get the whole edge. Let's go update that. There we go. Okay, so we got the splotches there, got the red there. I'm thinking, splotch, 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 all that stuff all the way around. I kind of want to build, yeah, maybe we will build a little bit of an alien, or not alien, sorry. Maybe we will build a human settlement type thing so that there's a little bit of brown there. Maybe a watchtower over here. Give it a little bit more color and pizzazz. Along with, when I put in the concretes and the trees, that'll make a huge difference too. I just want it to look very colorful, very splotchy, very out of control. Keep this craze going. I like it. I like it. Well, my game just crashed. Just wanted to give you guys a friendly reminder to back up your worlds. You don't want to have to completely start over. That's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I will catch you all next time in Fulver's Let's Play Bedrock Edition of Minecraft.